Welcome to WWE 2K26 News Roundup. Today we're going to be talking about some of the new 2K websites that have been popping up teasing the game. A new edition has been announced and there is a potential that the game will be next gen only. So let's talk about it. One of the things we haven't really talked about is the fact that there is a new 2K website that teases the game every single day. So every single day there's been a new addition to this tease and we haven't been able to look at it yet. So if we tap the glass here, we will break a new portion of this area and we can see there are 3 reveals already on this teaser canvas thing. So let's have a look at some of the reveals that are on here. Let's have a closer look at some of the objects on the table here. This was the first reveal earlier in the week. There is the iguana, which is most likely going to be like Mr. Iguana. There is a calendar here for 2026 January, and it looks like January 30th is circled with red highlight that says draft. That could be interesting, could be teasing the fact that Universe Mode could potentially have a draft this year. There is also a whole bunch of videotapes here. There is Clash at the Castle, which I was actually at. It famously had Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship, where CM Punk screwed Drew McIntyre out of a hometown win for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Below that, we have Punk, Rollins, and Roman at WrestleMania. Below that, we have Cena versus Orton at Breaking Point, which is maybe not like the others. There is also WrestlePalooza and Night of Champions. Now, of course, WrestlePalooza, CM Punk teamed with his wife, AJ Lee, to face Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, and in Night of Champions, he faced John Cena. Now, Cena, Orton is the odd one out here. Punk did have a match on that card. He had a match against The Undertaker, but yeah. Very strange that Cena versus Orton is there. Very obviously, there is a sack of thumbtacks, or well, it could be a sandbag, but it looks like a sack of thumbtacks. There are thumbtacks on the table there, so I'm going to assume that thumbtacks are finally being added to the game, which is very cool. So I hope that is the case. Now we're kind of delving over to the right here. The original picture didn't go as far as the thumbtacks there. It was only just this little bit with a chair. With the you can see this mirror here. This mirror is a bit of a kind of showcase mirror. That's maybe more like a Blake Monroe. Maybe they're going to add Blake Monroe to the game. Over to the left here, this is the one I saw yesterday, I believe. There is the addition here of the microphone, potentially hinting at the fact there is an I Quit match being added to the game. This could potentially be what Cena versus Orton at Breaking Point is maybe hinting at, because I believe that may have been I Quit match. But the microphone with the Scratch logo could potentially indicate the fact that there may be an Attitude Era themed I Quit match or something. I don't know. There is also a shopping cart. Now, it has been rumored for a while, this was even before all the major leaks were a thing with Mike Straw and stuff, that the shopping cart would be making a return in 2K26 as a weapon. I'm not really sure what, people seem to really like it. I feel like I'm in the minority here to say, like, I don't really get what the shopping cart is all about, but hey, very cool that shopping cart is in there. It could potentially allude to a superstar. I'm trying to think of superstars who are known to have shopping carts. Maybe like Raven or Tommy Dreamer, or just like a hardcore wrestler who would come to the ring with a cart full of weapons. Raven is the most obvious one to me, so I guess maybe that hints at Raven being in the game. I have no idea. There is also a 6-pack of beer, potentially, a couple of Budweisers or Steve Weisers, maybe hinting at some Stone Cold situation here. There is a tombstone here with the WrestleMania 20. I have no idea which one that is. 29, I think. WrestleMania 29 logo. It's a New York, New Jersey one. It's main evented by John Cena and The Rock in their Twice in a Lifetime match, their second match together. I'm trying to think how this could relate to 2K26. If the rumors are true that we're getting a CM Punk themed showcase, this could potentially hint at the fact that CM Punk faced the Dead Man, The Undertaker, at that show. So maybe alongside these matches over here on the videotapes, maybe this also indicates the fact that The Undertaker's match at WrestleMania 29 could be included in this game. 3 candles? I think I saw online that maybe people are thinking this is like 3 stages of hell, the candles indicating or alluding to hell of some kind. and that may be the case. I'm not really sure. And we also have the dumpster, the blue dumpster there on the left, which could indicate the return of the dumpster match. That has been a rumored thing for a while. I have no idea what this 2K26 poster could be in the middle here. Is that like La Parka? That could be La Parka. I have no idea. And then over to the left, we have a trash can. Big old trash can. Of course, weapons seems to be a thing this year, with the Attitude Era also having weapons or hardcore written in the title of the 2 on the 26th. And then here we have a poster of Stone Cold Steve Austin as well. Here, it's incomplete, but that is most definitely a picture of Austin there. Now we're going to move ourselves over to the middle, actually. Let's go to the middle here. If you look in the reflection of the mirror, there is a silhouette of a character there, and that very much looks like the Undertaker, maybe. We could be getting more hints to more Undertakers. I don't really know. I don't know what we've got here. This looks like a dollar sign and a crown. Maybe that indicates something. Oh, of course. If we go over to the right, actually, let's go all the way over to the right. There's nothing on the floor here. And on the right, though, we have a sledgehammer, of course. If we're going to talk about more news relating to Triple H shortly, but of course, Triple H a big part of the game this year. He's on every single cover by the looks of it. We also have a barbed wire bat, of course, barbed wire synonymous with hardcore wrestling. And then up here on the shelf, we have a fire extinguisher, a miniature ladder, and a gas canister. Or a fuel canister. I'm not really sure what this is all about. I guess there are rumors that this could potentially indicate that maybe this is the return of the Inferno match. Obviously, with the Attitude Era trailer showing the Inferno match, it is always possible that the Inferno match is coming back, and this is their way of alluding to that. Maybe the fire extinguisher also alluding to the fact that this is fire. Maybe the ladder alludes to the fact that we're getting weapon physics back. I'm not really sure. Weapon physics were a big thing back in 2011. Over the years, it kind of became less of a feature, but obviously they may be looking to implement more hardcore physicsy stuff going on here. There's also seems to be like a loop of something here besides just beside the fire extinguisher and the sledgehammer. There was like a loop of something. I don't know if that's maybe like barbed wire or some kind of like just wire in general. Not really sure what that deal is. There is also a poster here. Oh, actually, you know what? This poster most definitely says 3 stages of hell. That's an L and an L, and that's an S. So that must be 3 on the top, stages in the middle, and hell on the bottom there. That must say 3 stages of hell. If we go up to the top here, there is a 2K26 old ass CRT TV, but it says on the VHS here, it says light it up. Of course, that could be the most obvious hint to AJ Lee being in the game ever. AJ was named by like Raquel Rodriguez or something in the Twitter teasers for the cover. AJ Lee was mentioned, and usually they don't mention these people if they're not going to be in the game. So I would imagine, especially with the WrestlePalooza match being listed here in the VHS, I would assume that we're maybe looking at AJ Lee being included in the game. And then on the right here, you can't see it because my camera's in the way, but if I hide this, there is writing here that says, "Obey none, conquer all." I'm not really sure if that means anything. I don't recognize that as like a thing. I don't realize conquer all, maybe like a Brock Lesnar, obey none. I have no idea what that maybe references, but those are the daily teases that are going out over the last couple days. They're probably going to continue going out over the next couple days, and yeah, I'm really interested to see where this ends up. One thing as well, if you are on the official website, you can actually click on these indicators as well. These are the, so if you click on here, you can't see it because of my camera, but if I go over here, oh, not that one. If I go here, you can see that reveal 1 is a calendar, circles drawn, lines crossed. You'll have to choose, perhaps something to do with draft, Monday Night War, WCW, Raw, I don't know, Pet Iguana, most definitely Mr. Iguana from AAA. Fur boots and two-toned wig. I actually missed that in my analysis there, but I've seen people online talking about how that could potentially be something to do with created superstar parts, or maybe something to do with the island. VHS tapes. Anyone need a paperweight? Of course, VHS tapes not a thing anymore, but it does allude to the fact that we could be seeing those matches in the game. Shopping cart and microphone. Reveal 2 was the dumpster. At least it's not on fire yet. Oh god, maybe maybe that's a hint to the fact that you could set the dumpster on fire. That's crazy. 6-pack of cans and a WrestleMania tombstone. So I guess maybe the dumpster, the little rubbish bin on the left there, maybe, or the poster, isn't a hint, but these 3 items are. And then over on the top right, which you can still see there's light up, gas can, okay, ladder, fire extinguisher, woven bag, thumbtacks, and sledgehammer bat. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. That's a line from a CM Punk song, Cult of Personality. But the woven bag is separate to the thumbtacks, which is interesting. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Moving on, if you are a content creator like me, or you just want to have the highest quality art that is being released for the game, you can go to newsroom.2k.com, I believe, and there's an assets page, which is basically like a press page where the press can download high quality assets for their web journalism, for their websites and all the rest of it. So at the moment, there is only the box art. So if you go onto here, you can only download the 3 box arts that have been revealed so far. There is the Monday Night War edition, the Attitude Era edition, and the King of Kings edition, which we'll be talking about very shortly. But these 3 editions are available. You can download high quality artwork from this website, either rated or not rated, and you can see like it's pretty high quality. So these will be really good if you're wanting to examine some of the little details that are in the artwork, or if you're wanting to use some thumbnails or whatever you want, or you want to use it as a phone background or whatever you want to do. You do what you do. I'm not going to judge you. Moving on to our next story, Mike Straw over at Inside Gaming, who has been leaking a lot of the information for WWE 2K26, reveals that the game could be releasing in March and will be available on Switch 2. I said could be releasing in March. It's guaranteed to release in March. I literally had a 2K survey that confirmed the game was coming out in March at some point. But popular leaker Bill Kun, I don't know how to pronounce that, but anyway, WWE 2K26 will launch on Friday, March 13th. Now, I have to assume that means the Standard Edition is launching on Friday, March 13th, which means that all of the Ultimate Editions will be coming out 3 days earlier. That's kind of the point of pre-ordering those special editions. So, again, not confirmed, but I would have to assume that if Friday, March 13th is the day that the game comes out, I would fully expect the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars edition, and the King of Kings edition to come out 3 days earlier, so make of that what you will. He goes on to elaborate that the game will release exclusively on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2. Switch 2 especially is only expected to be a game key card should you get the physical version of the game, which basically means that you won't have the game on the actual key card. The key card is only a license to download the game from the servers. So there's been a whole uproar about whether these are valuable or not, because all they are is basically they just allow you to download the game onto your hard drive. They're controversial because all they do is allow you to download the game to your SanDisk SD card. That's what it's called. So the game's not actually on the actual key the card that you buy. And I understand that's controversial because people want to own the games that they buy, and I totally understand that. But anyway, it looks like Switch 2 will be a game key card. Which is I think it's a win though if the game comes out day one on Switch 2, because obviously the previous year it was quite delayed, but hopefully they can kind of line that up now and it can all come out on the same consoles at the same time. It was also corroborated after the fact that the game is coming to PC. Now, obviously, the last gen and PC statuses are in question. There has been a lot of chatter online about whether the game is finally just going to move to next gen exclusively. According to Mike Straw and Bill Kun here, it looks like the game probably is moving to next gen. So hopefully that allows the hopefully just better graphics, better gameplay on PS5, Xbox Series, and Switch 2. And it looks like PC will continue to be part of that conversation as well. Last year there was a lot of conversation about the island not being available on the 2K25 PC version, apparently because of technical reasons. They said it was all because of hardware. We all know the reason. It was because of modding. The modding scene in 2K has become a much bigger thing over the last couple of years, over the last 2 years especially, I would say. And maybe they were just concerned that the island would be just this Wild West if it came to PC with modding and stuff. My good friend and fellow content creator, the Pro Wrestling Shoot Jesse, announced on Twitter that he was invited to a roundtable with all the developers of 2K26 and WWE games, and he announced that on Friday he'll be able to release all of the information about the game that he received in the meeting. Now, I'm curious to see whether this is like gameplay footage. Did he get to see the game actually running, or did he just have conversations conversations with the developers. Either way, I'm really excited to see what comes out of this, because he's done some really fantastic interviews before. He's a very good conversationalist, and I think he asks the right questions for what we want, right? So he normally asks about universe mode, he asks about create a story mode, story designer, and in terms of gameplay, I think he seems to like more of the kind of like Aki stuff. I've never really asked him, to be fair, but I think I saw a tweet recently about him kind of liking the current direction of the 2K game, so I think he'll ask some really good like probing questions, and I think he'll get a lot of good information. So go shoot him a subscribe if you haven't already, because he is going to get the scoop essentially on 2K26 here. So the videos will be dropping on the 30th, but that's when the embargo drops. Now, last night on Raw, there was no exclusive trailer for 2K26. Instead, they played... Now, last night on Raw, there was no exclusive trailer for 2K26. Instead, they played this version, or the King of Kings edition reveal, which appears to be the deluxe edition of the game. I don't really understand how this is the deluxe edition of the game. Also, lol, at WWE having screens in our elevators that play episodes of Raw or whatever's going on there, I don't know. But yes, it had Paul Heyman and Triple H backstage, as Paul Heyman is talking about potentially getting members of the Vision on the front cover of WWE 2K26, and as Triple H enters the lobby here, it's panned to reveal the King of Kings edition on the big LED wall here, and Triple H seems to be very proud of that. So this apparently is the deluxe edition of the game. I don't understand how that kind of works, because there is like a whole bunch of editions already announced. There's the Monday Night Wars edition with presumably a whole bunch of WCW content. There's the Attitude Era edition, which presumably has a whole bunch of Attitude Era DLC with the WWF Monday Night War stuff. There's also now the King of Kings edition, which may have like some kind of exclusive Triple H edition or something. And then we're still waiting on the standard edition of the game, which spoiler, could potentially be CM Punk. Now, of course, this was leaked apparently from the support page, the 2K support page. There is a banner at the top of the 2K support page which has an image, just a bland image of 2K26 now, but apparently this image leaked from the support page, which indicates that perhaps the standard edition is actually CM Punk themed. Now, I think this is real, and the only reason I think this is real is because the background to the Best in the World, CM Punk, Health Rolls Over, all this gubbins in the back, this was all part of the Twitter teases and stuff, like the transitions between people talking. So part of me is like, oh god, this might actually be real. So I think we're going to find out more information. In fact, they already confirmed on Raw, we're going to find out more information on Friday at the Royal Rumble Countdown show, or the kickoff show, or whatever they're calling it these days. The Royal Rumble kind of pre-show that they do on like an open plaza with a whole bunch of people talking. Basically, we're going to find out more about 2K26 there, and I think we're going to have the final cover reveal. We'll probably have an interview with CM Punk, and hopefully some gameplay to show you as well. And that's going to be everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Are you excited for 2K26? Let me know down in the comments below what you're most excited for when this game drops at some point in March. Here's hoping we get some good information, and hopefully, please, some gameplay on Friday so that we can finally delve in to what the game actually is going to offer. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.